So I think I'll call the meeting to order. I do not have any idea how many people are actually on since I'm calling in. So we'll start by calling it to order. And I will mention that this meeting is being conducted in accordance with Sub-House Bill 197 and the guidelines set forth by the Ohio Department of Health. Due to matters surrounding COVID-19, the meeting is being conducted remotely by teleconference and or video conference. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the
United States of America, and to the republic
for which it stands,
which
one
stands
nation, under God,
under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Stanford, may I have a roll call?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hairston?
Present.
Mr. Williamson?
Yes.
Mr. Williamson, please. Mr. Corrado?
Present. I'm here. I had my mute button on.
Thank you, sir. Ms. Hurd? Ms. Hurd, please. And Mr. Hoagie?
Present.
Ms. Howard?
Present.
Mr. Lumpkin?
Here.
Ms. Matthew Stinson? Ms. Matthew Stinson? And Mr. Weckesser?
Here.
Thank you. We have 7 of 9 present.
Okay, then I will declare that we have a quorum. And I will start with approval of the consent agenda. Are there any requested changes to the agenda? Hearing none, the agenda is accepted as presented. The minutes of the meeting of June 2nd, 2020 were presented for review to all board members prior to today's meeting. Unless there is any board member who requests the reading of the minutes, I will ask if there are any corrections or additions to the minutes as presented. Having heard no request for reading of the minutes nor any corrections or additions, the minutes stand approved as presented. And we will move now to committee reports. Mr. Lumpkin?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Can everybody hear me? I've been having some.
Yes.
Okay. The Finance and Planning and Personnel Committees held a meeting on June 16th. As a result, the committee is recommending 5 action items for board consideration. All action items presented today are essential to the delivery of transportation services to the public. Action item number 2, Dell server replacement. Greater Dayton RTA requests an upgrade of current virtual data center hardware server, or the server. This is necessary to increase the performance of our virtual infrastructure, as RTA has outgrown the existing capacity of the current solution. RTA's recent technology investment and real-time data solution directly tie into service replacement. Today's request demonstrates a good stewardship by using our resources wisely. Mr. Harrington provided a detailed explanation at our meeting, and the support information is in the packet today, and they are available for any questions that the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendation of the committee, I move that the Board of Trustees approve a contract award to CBTS, a Cincinnati-Bell Incorporated company, for an initial investment of $369,779 for hardware, software, implementation services, and 1 year of maintenance. This award will also include 4 years of hardware, software maintenance with pro support at a total of $191,740. The grand total of this award is $561,519 for hardware, software, implementation services, and 1 year of maintenance will be partially covered by federal funds. The hardware and software maintenance will be pro support will be covered by operating funds.
This is Adrian Hurd. This is Adrian Hurd. I second the motion.
Thank you, Adrian. It's been properly moved and second that action item number 2 be approved. May we have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Corrado?
Yes.
Hurd?
Yes.
Ogie?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Lumpkin?
Yes.
Ms. Matthews Stinson?
Yes.
And Mr. Weckesser, please.
Yes.
Thank you. We have 9 of 9.
And may the record also show that both Ms. Hurd and Ms. Matthews Simpson are now with the meeting, since they were not here for roll call.
I was here for roll call, but for some reason I could not get audio. I could not unmute myself. So I show up there under participant. So now I'm also on the computer as well as on my phone, and I'm trying to make sure that you don't get too much of an echo.
Okay, you're doing fine right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that loud sound was my computer.
Okay. So action item number 2 has been properly moved and second and accepted.
Action item number 3, diesel coaches option. In January 2016, the board approved a multi-year purchase for up to 5 years of diesel coaches for RTA. Today's action involves the final option year purchase of up to 16 30 to 40 foot low floor Gillick diesel buses. This project is consistent with RTA's core value of stewardship as our commitment to manage our resources is demonstrated. Mr. Rosinski provided a detailed explanation at the board meeting, and the supporting information is included in today's package. And Bob is available to answer any questions anybody might have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendations of the committee, I move that the Board of Trustees approve option year 5 for up to 16 30 to 40 foot low floor Gillick diesel buses for a total of $8,072,608 plus a 5% allowance of $403,630 for enrichments at a total estimated cost of $8,476,238. RTA was recently awarded a diesel emissions reductions grant for 2 buses and has a pending request with the FTA for 12. The remaining costs will be funded using FTA formula funds this fall.
This is Adrian. I second the motion.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Action item number 3, diesel coaches option be approved. May I have a roll call?
Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Corrado?
Yes.
Hurd?
Yes.
Ogie?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Ms. Howard?
Yes. Yes.
Lumpkin?
Yes.
Matthew Stinson?
Yes.
Weckesser?
Yes.
We have 9 yeses.
Thank you. Action item number 3, diesel coaches option is approved.
Action item number 4, 5-year global concrete contract, additional contingency. During 2018, RTA awarded a multi-year contract for concrete work. This work includes, but is not limited to, new concrete upgrades to existing concrete areas and a replacement of concrete areas such as driveways, bus lanes, approaches, curbs, curb cuts for wheelchair accessibility, shelter pads, bench pads, small retaining walls, and sidewalk pads. As explained in our meeting, RTA expects to run out of funds in this award with the work underway because a lot of unexpected work was required. Today's action item approves contingency funding equal to 40% of the original award to cover the unexpected items and allow time to complete the current projects and plan for future work before going back out to bid next year. The 40% contingency fund adds $1.1 million to the original award. This project is consistent with RTA's core values of stewardship by properly managing our resources and maintaining our assets. Mr. Rosinski provided a detailed explanation at our board meeting, and the support information is included in today's board package. So I was available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendation of the committee, I move the Board of Trustees approve a 40% contract contingency to Belgrade Incorporated for the global concrete contract in the amount of $1,133,075 for a revised grand total of $3,965,763. This procurement is partially funded through federal grant funds.
This
I
is
second.
Ron
This
Toki,
is
and I'll,
Sharon Harris.
go ahead, Sharon, it's yours.
I seconded Sharon Howard.
Thank you. It's been properly moved and second that action item number 4, the 5-year global concrete contract, be accepted. May we have a roll call for the vote?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Corrado?
Yes.
Excuse me, I went out of sequence. Mr. Williamson?
Yes.
Ms. Hurd?
Yes.
Hoagie?
Yes.
Howard?
Yes.
Lumpkin?
Yes.
Matthew Stinson?
Yes.
And Weckeser?
Yes.
We have 9 yeses.
Action item number 4, the 5-year global concrete contract with additional contingency has been approved.
Action item number 5, operator uniforms. The purpose of this procurement is for RTA to contract with a company that can provide all uniform items for transit operators. RTA is a professional organization that supports high standards of appearance for its transit operators. To support these standards, RTA uses a voucher system to purchase uniforms in accordance with the labor agreement. Each operator receives an allowance to purchase RTA-approved uniforms and uniform accessories through the approved vendor. This procurement demonstrates good stewardship by recognizing the high standards of the appearance of the people entrusted to our care. Mr. Cole provided a detailed explanation at our meeting, and the supporting information is included in today's board package. Mr. Cole is available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendations of the committee, I move the Board of Trustees award a contract to A&E David Company for the purchase of operator uniforms in the following amounts. Total of year 1 through 3, $526,800. Total of option years 1 and 2, $400,100. Grand total, $926,900.
This
Actual
is Ron
expenditures
Toki, and I'll,
actual expenditures will vary based on usage. Operator uniforms will be purchased with segregated funds. Sorry about that.
I will now second that.
been properly moved and second that action item number 5 for operator uniforms be accepted. May I have a roll call?
Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Corrado?
Yes.
Hurd?
Yes.
Hoagie?
Yes.
Howard?
yes,
Lumpkin?
Yes.
Matthew Stinson?
Yes.
And Wekesser.
Yes.
We have 9 yeses.
Action item number 5, operator uniforms, is approved.
Action item number 6, light facility maintenance. The purpose of this procurement is to purchase the necessary light facility maintenance services required to maintain RTA facilities. This project is consistent with RTA's core value of safety and stewardship by properly maintaining our facilities and resources. The successful contract will provide services on an as-needed basis for a year and 2 one-year options. Typically, any and all parts needed for repairs are supplied by RTA. However, it may be necessary from time to time for the vendor to make purchase. The bidders were asked to provide a percentage markup for this purpose. Mr. Brown provided a detailed explanation at our meeting, and the supporting information is in the package. Mr. Brown is available to answer any questions the board may have at this time. Hearing none, based upon the recommendation of the Finance Personnel Committee, I move that the Board of Trustees award a contract to A+ Global Building Services for light facility maintenance in the amount of $64,974 for the base year, $65,793 for option year 1, and $66,599 for option year 2, for a total amount of $197,366. A contingency of 5% or $9,868 is included to cover markup on parts and materials for repairs for a grand total of $207,234.
Now, this is Vince. I'll second it.
It's been properly moved and second that action item number 6, light facility maintenance, be approved. Any questions? May I have a roll call, please?
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Hairston?
Yes.
Williamson?
Yes.
Corrado?
Yes.
Hurd? Hoagie?
Yes.
Howard?
yes,
Yes.
Lumpkin? Matthew Stinson?
Yes.
And Wekesser.
Yes.
We have 9 yeses.
Thank you. Action item number 6, light facility maintenance, is approved.
Last thing we have is the financial update. Ms. Stanford provided the following financial highlights. Year-to-date, May 2020 includes a gain of $4.1 million after local capital charge. The gain is primarily due.
Excuse me, Mr. Lumpkin.
Yes.
Did action item number 7 get removed? The mass fair payment solution project.
Ms. Howard is going to present that, Madam Chair.
Oh, okay, so it shows up under our agenda under finance, so it should be under planning.
Yes, ma'am.
That is correct.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Lumpkin.
Well, that's it. I've lost my place and cannot go back to the finance. I'm over here on, I've got 2 young children. I've got like 37 people on our Wi-Fi right now. I'm keeping it together with duct tape and a prayer over here.
Sorry about that.
So, wait, all right, here we go. I had to get back to here we go. So year to date, May 2020 includes a gain of 4.1 million after the local capital charge. And this is the financial update provided by Ms. Stanforth in our meeting. The gain is primarily due to the funding we have received from the federal government as part of the CARES Act. RTA will use these funds to subsidize operation with the loss of revenue we are facing. We expect this trend to continue and will monitor the impacts of the COVID-19 crisis. Staff is doing what we can to monitor the plan. The entire financial package was included in today's board meeting package. And that will conclude my report, Madam President.
Thank you, Mr. Lumpkin. Now, can you go back to action item number 2? Just kidding.
All right, see, I do have your address, Madam President.
And he will do a drive-by.
I got my transit ad up. I can purchase my ticket right here during the meeting, and I'll be over there.
Moving right along. Planning Committee, Ms. Howard.
Yes, this is going to be hard to follow, Mr. Lumpkin. The Finance, Personnel, and Planning Committees met for a jointly held meeting on June 16th, and as a result, the Planning Committee is recommending one action item for the board's consideration. Action item number 7, Mobility as a Service Fare Payment Solution, Enhancements and Additions. In May of 2019, the board approved the Mobility as a Service Fare Payment Solution for an estimated grand total not to exceed $1,721,888, with initial equipment costs fixed and actual ongoing variable costs to depend on the fares sold. The firm selected for the award was Masabi LLC. Today, the RTA is requesting project enhancements and additions, both of which will increase the overall budget awarded to Masabi. While included in the request for proposal, Masabi, at the time of submitting their best and final offer, was unable to provide the exact price to complete the handling of contactless, EuroPay, MasterCard, and Visa payments and account-based payment integration with Transit App. In addition to these enhancements, RDA would like to secure 5 additional ticket vending machines and handheld validator hardware management and warranty as outlined in the original award to Masabi under available optional items for future purchases. Supporting information is included in today's board package, and Mr. Polarchicchio is available to answer any questions you may have. Based upon the recommendation of the Planning Committee, I move to approve an increase of $655,724 be made to Masabi LLC for a new estimated grand total cost not to exceed $2,377,612 for the Mobility as a Service Fare Payment System project. This procurement will be partially funded with federal funding.
This is Adrienne. I second it.
It's been properly moved and seconded that action item number 7 be accepted for approval. Can I have a roll call, please?
Yes, Hairston,
Yes.
Williamson,
Yes?
Corrado,
Yes.
Hurd,
Yes.
Hoagie,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Lumpkin,
Yes.
Matthew Stinson,
yes,
and Wekesser.
Yes.
We have 9 yeses.
Thank you. Action item number 7, Mobility as a Service Fare Payment Solution, Project Enhancements and Additions is approved.
All right, for other general updates, in addition, at the committee meeting, Mr. Policicchio provided a summary document of recent activities in the Customer and Business Development Department, which included an update on TaxPay, RTA's new payment system. Since launching publicly on June 1st, over 1,700 customers have purchased and utilized more than 4,300 passes via TaxPay. Transit app, which is RTA's official free real-time trip planning mobile application, supports the TaxPay platform. To date, over 10% of Transit app customers in the region have placed an order, which, according to Transit app staff, is significantly higher than what they've seen in other markets. Mr. Policicchio also stated that the RTA continues to focus marketing and communication efforts during the national pandemic on keeping RTA employees, customers, and others updated with needed information. Information continues to be made available daily via RTA's website, social media platforms, onboard vehicles, and within RTA facilities. Customers seeking information on RTA's response to this national crisis can visit iRideRTA.org/COVID-19. This concludes my report, Madam President. I would be happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you, Ms. Howard. We'll move on now to the Chief Executive Officer's report, Mr. Donahue.
Thank you, Madam President. Just a few informational items on the COVID front. We continue to operate full service. Many of you may have already heard this afternoon, the governor has taken action and ordered 7 counties county-wide mask requirements. Montgomery County is included in that. That will help support our efforts to support the ordinance here in the city of Dayton, and the fact that almost all of our service operates within the city itself. It just makes it simpler for us to enforce a rule like that. We have some minor pushback from some folks on the mask issues, but we are distributing masks at our transit centers. And I was talking to the city manager this morning, and she said they are going through thousands of masks and running out every day at their fire stations. So I think people are at the point where they're ready to comply, and that will be good. At the same time, ridership continues to grow, and we'll see how that goes in the coming weeks. Second item is Dayton Public Schools. There have been some articles in the paper. We are in the process of finalizing a proposal for continued service for the schools this coming school year, and we'll be working with DPS the rest of this week and into early next week in regard to that. Some good news on the federal front with the Invest Act that the House passed. We got an additional action taken by the House, I believe it was today, where they plussed up the coming year appropriation by over $500 million, which would be great for some capital projects that we might wish to do, because the plus up indicates it would be 100% federal funding, that's music to our ears when we do a capital project. Of course, it all still has to go through the Senate. And I will tell you that Senator Brown gave me a personal half hour of his time last week to talk to him about our concerns about both the reauthorization, the Invest Act itself, and of course, appropriations for the coming year. It's very positive on both fronts. And obviously, he continues to be a supporter of transit, not just here in Ohio, across the nation. So that's been great. My final item is just to virtually welcome Andrea, we call her Andy Zavakis, to RTA. If the name sounds familiar to some elderly board members, that would be because Andy did work for us several times in the past 14 years. First, when she was an employee of Brower, our insurance broker, and then as an independent consultant. One of the highlights for me was she helped me with the recruitment that brought Gene Rhodes to RTA. She's recently been teaching at the University of Dayton, and she's now joining us as our Director of Safety and Training. very excited to have her on board. So with that, unless there are questions, I have nothing else to report.
This is Adrian, and I have one question, if you all can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. The Dayton Public Schools, are they still going to ask us to transport children under 12?
It's a possibility. If they do, there will be a DPS monitor on board any bus that does that.
Okay. So that'll be at their expense, and they will be.
Hey, Mark, I have a question about that also.
DPS will pay for it.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead, John. I'll just answer that,
Can-
yes, DPS will for the monitor.
I mean, my question on that is that, like, how are they going to even determine which buses have which kids on them? I mean, it just seems like a ridiculously daunting task, knowing the number of charter and private schools that are located within the Dayton Public District. And I just want to make sure that it doesn't have some unfair burden to where Dayton Public makes some sort of decision, but then we get blamed for something that happens because of something they do, because that's just what I feel are coming on the horizon.
John, I will say that we're being very careful about how we approach this entire situation because yes, it does involve charter schools. It's actually, they're able to identify the population in the same way they would route a yellow school bus. So that part of it is actually easy. The challenge, I think, will be the public relations side, because we've already seen in the papers, there are concerns by the charter schools themselves. And it will be very careful to position ourselves as we're simply a contractor that's trying to work to solve a problem. And beyond that, I've been directing most of the questions to Dayton Public School.
Yeah, okay, good. That would be wise, I think. That was a wise decision because I'm just picturing a 6-year-old kid getting on one of our buses and there's no monitor. And there's no, and I just see a whole myriad of potential issues where they'll start pointing fingers at us like it was our job or our decision that we've made as an RTA.
It's certainly, there are issues that since we haven't done that in the past, we intend to work out, like what happens if a DPS monitor does not show up, what's the backup plan for that? So we are working those out. I will say to the board that, one of the options that DPS has considered to address the legal requirements related to charter schools is simply to just give them RTA passes for regular service, and then the charter schools and the students' parents, the burden would be on their shoulders. So I think what we're working on right now is really more of a middle of the road solution, but we'll be very careful. And, we won't operate a bus in that situation if we have any concerns about safety.
Thanks, Mark. They can buy the passes, though. We'll take the pass revenue.
Oh, Lord. Moving on right along. Do you have anything else, Mr. Donahue?
No, ma'am, unless you're interested in the fact that I did replace the sump pump drain in my daughter's new house.
You what?
I did some plumbing work over the weekend.
Oh, no thanks. I'm not interested. Are you for hire? I'll remember that if I need any work done. Moving right along to old business. Do we have any old business to cover? Any new business to cover? I tried to come on the video so I could see our new employee and she could see me, but it didn't work out too good. I got a bunch of back out kickback. I could hear me both places, so I'll skip doing that. Do we have any public comments? Saying no, we don't.
No, ma'am.
Okay, great. Board member announcements or comments. Can I start with Dave?
Nothing today.
Okay. Vince?
Just a quick comment and a tip of the hat to the RTA staff. The other day I saw the very nice and striking congratulatory note to our 2020 graduates on the side of one of our very clean buses, and for some reason it was very striking and struck me, and they looked pretty good, so I was glad to see that, and I just wanted to kind of pass that along.
Thank you. Adrian?
No comments. Surprise, surprise.
Okay. Right. Surprise.
No comment.
Sharon? Howard?
Nothing for me.
Okay. John?
Yes, hey, Mark, I just texted you the number to that plumber to fix your job that you botched there. Other than that, no comments here.
I'm cheap.
I do have a comment, but I'm trying to stop laughing so that I can make my comment. I'd like to thank RTA, especially Nicole Miller, Rick Bailey, and John Hoff. They worked very quickly to make sure that the Omega Senior Loft community that just opened a couple of weeks ago at the Omega Harvard campus, they made sure that there is now an RTA bus stop there. And actually, the timing was really great because the Omega Hope Center closed just last week. So they'll be breaking ground on that facility in a couple of weeks. So thank you, Mark. Thank you to your team. Please let Nicole, Rick, and John know how much we appreciate their quick movement to getting that stop open. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. That's wonderful. Tom, do you have any?
No comments today, thanks.
Okay. And I just have one comment, and I was driving the other day, and on the radio, I heard comments made about our RTA ad about wearing masks on the bus, and it was very well done. I don't think it was an ad that we paid for or anything, but they mentioned on the radio that the city of Dayton had made it a requirement to wear masks, which we all know that did happen. And they also mentioned that RTA, which meant that people need to wear their masks on the RTA. And they mentioned that we had a cute little, which I have not seen, a cute little ad with a person with a mask on. So we did get some publicity when that decision was made by the city to wear masks. So it was some support for wearing masks. So I just wanted to mention that. I thought it was very timely and nice. No other comments? The next board meeting is August 4th, and the next committee meeting is July 21st, with the Investment Advisory Committee being July 23rd. If there's no other business to be conducted, I will accept the motion to adjourn.
This is Adrian. I move to adjourn.
Second.
Therefore, second, I didn't want to adjourn. All right, it's been properly moved and second that we adjourn. Thank you for your time, everybody.